The Diamond Trading Company plans for the two final sites of the year to be smaller and more focused. This decision follows WFDB President Avi Paz's request to limit supplies in the pipeline. Paz called upon the DTC and other producers whose clients are contractually obligated to participate in sites to ease their purchases and thus hold industry debt under control. The volatility on Wall Street seems to overshadow the dollar's comeback of late. The greenback is actually up 6% from 1 year ago today on the dollar index, but it does also mean it's much less of a bargain for Europeans to visit New York City on a shopping spree. The past two Christmas seasons had quite a boost from European travelers to Manhattan. Already this trend has waned, as diamond traders on 47th Street told me today that business is definitely down and the only very serious shoppers are looking to buy diamonds right now. The good news, of course, is there is a market for diamond jewelry. It is just very weak and very little change is expected in the next quarter. Zach joins us now from Israel. Now, what is the latest from there, Zach?
Thanks, Jeff. While the holidays have kept trading activity quiet the past few weeks, people are coming back to work, with Bank of Israel having slashed its prime lending rate by a half point to 3.75%. The bank hoped to pump liquidity into the local economy, and the reaction was immediate, giving relief to the Tel Aviv exchange, which has since rebounded from its yearly low. A few days later, Morgan Stanley, UBS, and Deutsche Bank told Israeli officials that years of conservative planning would continue to insulate Israel from the worst of the world's economic downturn. They said while the nation may not manage the budget surplus it's become accustomed to, Israel is unlikely to see a deficit exceed 2% of GDP. Contrast this with the U.S., where dire warnings from economists there suggest the deficit there could be as high as 12.5% of GDP. Since Israel's stock exchange only opened Wednesday due to the holidays, it's still catching up with the gains being seen in the rest of the world's markets. So while the diamond traders worldwide are still walking on pins and needles, at least traders in Israel know that they have a sound economy. That's all for this week. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Zach. Diamond miners are under pressure from shareholders after a string of poor results. Medium to larger companies indicate a softening of rough prices on larger, high-quality stones during the most recent quarter. Gem Diamonds reported average sales fell 13.5% to $21.73 a carat on diamonds recovered. Production, however, increased 36% to 75,000 carats in the first 9 months of the year. Rockwell Diamonds reported that average sales fell 27% to $19.51 per carat. The junior miner reported a loss of $2.25 million, and production fell 45%, and rough diamond sales fell 28%. Rio Tinto production fell 10% to 6.1 million carats. Argyle production fell 4% to 4.6 million carats, and Diavic fell 26% to 2.3 million carats. In wholesale news, Lazar Kaplan sales fell 24% to $78 million on a sharp decline in its rough sales during the first fiscal quarter of 2009. LKI expects sales will continue to soften in the coming months due to the global economic slowdown. LKI did post a 125% increase in profits at $900,000 as it cut cost of sales and expenses. If you recall, in our previous broadcast we featured the jewels, the New York sale at Christie's, and we do have the results. Christie's total came in at $29 million, which was 69% by lot. The Panahalo diamonds sold for about where they were expected to, at more than $6 million. The two magnificent diamonds, one at 102 carats and another at 70.87 carats, went to a Dubai-based jeweler. In precious metals news, gold began its historic climb about this time last year, so it will now be tough for gold to remain at remarkably high gains. Right now, gold stands at 6% up from 365 days ago at $802 an ounce. After a week of profit-taking, gold is actually down 10%. On the week, platinum is down 12% to $884 an ounce, and silver is down 18% to $9.60 an ounce. Be sure to check diamonds.net for all the latest news.